Well, California is the home of big tech and of Hollywood. And you just have to look at social media and the way they handle the abortion debate. And you only have to look at the movies coming out of Hollywood, and you'll know that the state of California is very pro abortion. It's never been more pro abortion than it is right now. Let's find out why. So California is focused on abortion at the moment, but it should be focused on some other things, some more pressing social issues. And PragerU have done a very good summary of just what's going on in California. Let me just show you a couple of excerpts before we talk about their obsession with abortion.
This is California. While this state is known for its glitz and glamour, it is also home to some of the highest real estate prices, highest taxes, highest homelessness population, and highest number of business regulations.
In many parts of the state, you've got tent cities, crime is out of control, schools at the bottom percentile.
There are people who are dying on our streets. The estimate is that 1,000 people will die on the streets of Los Angeles.
All of this, combined with an extremely high cost of living, is forcing residents and businesses to leave the state by record numbers.
And local governments have spent a gargantuan amount of money, oftentimes wastefully overlapping each other. Yet the incredible spending has not alleviated one of California's most vexing problems. In fact, it seems to have made it worse. Homelessness has taken over California, with the problem developing into a state of emergency.
And although homelessness is dropping nationwide, California, with 12% of the population, houses 49% of the nation's homeless.
One of the issues that I face living here is the fear of the homeless epidemic, because a lot of these homeless individuals, they're drug addicts, some are sex offenders, and that's become a huge problem.
There are people defecating on the street right in front of my apartment. We have syringes there. I mean, we have a lot of issues in California that seem to be blinded to, the policies that come out of here, and I don't think the rest of the nation really understands what's happening in California.
So there we go. California has a major issue with crime, with homelessness, with drug abuse, and with inequality. But at the moment, all they want to focus on is abortion. The latest story coming out of the Associated Press and was reported in the New Zealand Herald is that California want to have revealed a plan, and they're concerned about the possibility that Roe v. Wade may be overturned in the case that is currently before the Supreme Court. That decision coming out early next year. And so they're worried about this. And so they want to make California a sanctuary for those seeking reproductive care, in other words, abortion, including possibly paying for travel, lodging, and procedures for people from other states. It's 40 abortion providers and advocacy groups, and they call themselves the California Future of Abortion Council. They call California a sanctuary for abortion. That is a complete misrepresentation of the word sanctuary. In fact, if you look at the dictionary definition, a sanctuary is a sacred or a holy place. It's a place you go for refuge, not to be killed. Even in relation to animals, it's a place where you can take refuge in safety. And abortion is definitely not a sanctuary. In fact, Lila Rose from Live Action, a pro-life activist in the United States, says a sanctuary where children are taken to be killed, more like a slaughterhouse than a sanctuary. That is horrific. You know, there was irony in the story because it talks about offering this support to people to be able to come to the state. And it recommends funding, including public spending to support patients seeking abortion for travel expenses such as gas, lodging, transportation, and childcare. Yeah, childcare. They said that. Expenses to cover childcare while they have an abortion. It's a terrible story to call it a sanctuary, but it's typical California's obsession with abortion. But I have a friend over there, Jonathan Keller, who's the CEO of the California Family Council. And I just want to show you a clip of what he talks about, which is a solution to this whole issue. But also note in this clip also what the doctor says, the pro-abortion doctor. He really struggles to get his words out at the end. Let's just watch this clip.
Encourage people to come to California to have abortions. I don't think that's going to be a big hit with taxpayers.
Jonathan Keller is the president of the California Family Council. He wants Roe v. Wade to be overturned.
And it's going to be the beginning of continuing to offer support. That means pregnancy resource centers, expanding their services and their offerings. That means possibly new mother and child care policies.
Which would also cost taxpayers. But Dr. Daniel Grossman said banning abortions is not going to make it go away. People will just find ways to do it that are not legal and not always the safest option. He is a professor of obstetrics, gynecology, and reproductive sciences and sits on the governor's council.
This can be life-saving medical care, and I think we have a responsibility to provide that.
Oh dear, life-saving. He really struggled to get that word out, didn't he? Because he knows what a contradiction it is, given his training. I'm sure he knows about the humanity of the unborn child, so he seems to have a vested interest getting in the way. But back to my friend Jonathan Keller, he says that they actually have about 160 pregnancy resource centres whose aim it is to convince women not to get abortions. He said about half of these centres are medical clinics, while the rest are faith-based counselling centres. Many of the centres are located near abortion clinics in an attempt to entice people to seek their counselling before opting to end their pregnancies. He said many are already planning on increasing their staffing if California gets an increase in patients. And he says it's a reminder that the work of changing hearts and minds and also providing real support and resources to women facing unplanned pregnancies, that work will always continue. You know, he's dead right, isn't he? That we may not necessarily be able to make abortion illegal, but we can offer support to women facing unplanned pregnancies. We can offer the option of adoption. And what we really can do, even if we can't make it illegal, let's work together to make abortion unthinkable.